This has to be the world's worst setup for a Pokemon Go video. However, need to make a video because this phone's broken. So, welcome back. God bless. Hope y'all are doing well. As you guys can see on the screen, there's a huge update coming to Pokemon Go that I wanted to make a video about because it's absolutely crazy because it's updates to Shadow and Max Battle Raids. Now, if you don't know, I've always talked about this in previous videos. Like, if you watch my previous videos, I've always said, like, it's always a good idea to remote raid these type of things. And, like, I know as much as, like, Pokemon Go wants to have people in person, a lot of the times, some of the events are happening on days where a lot of people can't play. And, well, for me personally, I am a YouTuber, so technically I could be on my own timing. However, it's always at the worst times, you feel me? Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I have 4 different YouTube channels. I run a Pokemon card business, and I do a lot of other things. So I try and make sure I can do stuff, but a lot of times it's very, very difficult. So what's good is I can do remote raids, so I can record at any time, and it's just very beneficial for me. But I know everyone's not like that. But I also know there's people that may work on the weekends, maybe people that work during events. So a lot of times being able to remote raid this stuff could be good. Maybe like on their lunch break, they could do a remote raid. You feel me? Like that's kind of like my mindset when it comes to when they do an update like this, and I'm really glad they're doing it. So updates to Shadow Raids and Max Battles. By the way, all I saw was the image. I don't really know what's here. So while we're reading, I'll be able to understand and I'll speak further. So we're excited to share an upcoming update to Shadow Raids, remote raid passes, and Max Battles. So what would be the $1 billion hooray yippee is that they made remote raid passes cheaper, just simply because if you can use them for many different things, it'd be kind of annoying if they were locked to a very high price point. It's very possible that they could do this, but I don't know. We'll see what Scopely does, because this is definitely a Scopely update. This is definitely not a Niantic update, because you guys don't know, Niantic was really into Elite Raids, and Elite Raids was basically you couldn't remote raid it. You had to go in person, even if it was just like a normal raid. So this definitely seems like a Scopely update, but I kind of like this. So Shadow Raids and remote raid passes. Trainers will be able to join Shadow Raids remotely with a remote raid pass starting May 13th at 11 a.m. I think this is great. I think everything about this is great. If you don't know, Shadow Pokemon do more damage and are just better in raids than normal Pokemon. Of course, other than like Megas or like Primals. Like there's a couple what ifs, but for the most part, Shadow Pokemon are better than normal Pokemon. So like Shadow Tyranitar is better than normal Tyranitar. Or like Shadow Mamoswine is better than normal Mamoswine. You feel me? But we also see here that the remote raids will increase from 5 to 10 per day, which is actually really awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Which this Shadow Raids will count towards the limit. Max may change for special events. I actually really, really like this. I've always said there shouldn't be a limit in the first place, but them raising it is a good sign. Maybe eventually, you know, what would be really awesome is if they did unlimited. However, that's obviously very difficult to do, it seems, but would be really cool. This is Max Battles. Trainers will also be able to join Max Battles remotely starting May 19th at 11 a.m. PDT. Is that Pacific? I don't know. Joining using the usual amount of the Max Particles and a remote raid pass, trainers who participate in Max Battles in person will earn more Premier Balls and XP than before. That's actually pretty cool. So you earn more if you use your remote raid pass. So it's technically, this update is technically a W in itself, right? Because for one, let's say for example, Entei Max Battle Day. A lot of people weren't able to do it. I'm not able to do it because a lot of people don't have communities to do so. Some do, some don't. So with the fact that, you know, you'll be able to do this, you can get sent from a friend who's maybe doing it in a group. So like, let's say people had 3 people in a group, then they send their invite to their friend in Arkansas, like whatever, you know. Then all 4 of you guys get the raid. The people that are in the community can do that, but also the people that can't play can do so. And on top of that, with using the remote raid, it also seems pretty cool that the fact that you get more for it. Because if you don't know, Max Battles are typically free. However, you know, remote raids do cost Pokecoins. So really cool to see that you'll get extra for it, because extra Premier Balls is actually pretty good if you guys don't know, especially when you're trying to catch a harder Pokemon. Like Gigantamax and Dynamax Pokemon aren't always guaranteed catches. Like, yes, they're pretty easy to catch for the most part, but when we get to the legendary Pokemon, sometimes you just might not get the best throws, you don't hit the good throws, it just be like that. Then it says the limit to Max Particles trainers will hold an increase from 1,000 to 1,500, which I kind of like this. I think this is, it's interesting because obviously it seems like you'll be able to do more raids. However, I find it kind of funky that it takes 800 Max Particles to do like an Entei raid. So why wouldn't they make it 1,600? You feel me? I feel like 1,500 is like a weird number. Does that make sense? like, even if you did like 400 max particles, because some of them cost 400, then that makes it weird. You know? I don't know. I find it interesting, but very appreciative, still pretty dope. And then these changes aim to provide more flexibility and tackling some Pokemon Go's biggest challenges. I like this. I think some people will have like some harsh opinions about it, but I personally think this is a really good step in the right direction, especially since I'm looking at it as a business side as well. This is going to make Scopely a lot more money, which is kind of what they want, but I feel like it also really provides a lot for the players, with simple the fact that, I don't know about you, but I love remote raiding. I find it absolutely amazing. I'm able to sit in my chair, you know, I'm able to pop up a remote raid when I can, you know, while I'm doing work. You feel me? I feel like it's really nice, and I feel like some people may be able to agree with that. So, off of that, I really want y'all to let me know in the comments below. Let's be pretty civil about it. What do you guys think of this event? I think this is, not an event, but new update, because I think this is going to be a really, really good update. Like, I have big hopes for this update. I think it's going to be really good. So, before we get into more events, I have some stuff to claim. I wasn't able to do this. I know people have been hatching eggs lately. I just can't, but it's okay. We have this, the Field Research Box, 2000 Stardust, Remote Raid Pass. Oh my goodness. How fitting is that? Okay, before we check this could be a lot of different things. Alolan Raichu, Jangmo-o, which would be fantastic. It could be Avalugg. Let's see. Don't be a Frigibax. Druddigon. You know what? I'll take that, because my last 3 Breakthrough Research boxes were Frigibax. So even though the Druddigon isn't shiny, that's kind of cool, because Druddigon is sometimes in 3-star raids, but for the most part, it's mainly a, what type of Pokemon do you call it? 10-kilometer egg. No, yeah, 10-kilometer egg exclusive. So that's cool to see. Not the best IVs, but it's okay. And then I also want to claim what's right here, Swablu. I think this was Evolve a Pokemon, so it's nothing crazy. And then we'll power up one Pokemon. Oh, wow. Swablu coming in clutch. It wasn't the one from the research, but hey, we'll take it. And then we'll do this one. Whoa, that scared me. Shiny Magikarp. Bro, why'd that scare me? That's so tough. Oh my goodness. This is why you don't transfer your research. This is why you do it. This is the exact reason why you have to keep doing research from the Pokestops. That's really dope. That's really dope. I feel like the amount of times we've gotten shinies from this research has been crazy. We got the Alolan Raichu a couple weeks ago. Now we got the Magikarp. That's actually really dope. That's really dope. Alright, what are the IVs? I mean, a 3-star shiny Magikarp is always take it, bro. That is so, there's no way. There's no way. What are the odds of that, dude? Like, the odds of that I feel like are so slim. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, we'll take that. We will definitely take that. Now, while we're in here, I've been catching a lot of Rookie Dookies. That's what I call them personally. Rookie. Show the evolutions. Well, we've got some pretty decent ones. As in, we got an XXL, I believe. Maybe it was XXS. We got this one that was a decent IV. That one's not that bad. And we already evolved this one. So, I'm going to evolve this because I need to get it into my Pokédex. So I'm pretty excited about it. I like getting new Pokemon in the Pokédex. I like getting new shinies in the Pokédex. Like, I love just playing Pokemon Go. To play Pokemon Go. So, this is sick. We'll finally get this evolution. This is Corviknight, right? This is... Dude, I thought for some reason it went to Rookie Dookie and then it went into Corviknight. I didn't know it had like a stage below it. Hey, now I know. Now I know. And we're at 1.4 million Stardust. Like, we have gained so much Stardust lately. Don't really know how, to be honest, because I haven't been playing like too many events. Like, I've been playing some, but like nothing like crazy, you feel me? So we'll take it, bro. We'll take it, bro. Alright, what am I doing? What am I doing? Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, why did I just do that like 4 times? Right. Alright, news. So we already did the growing up. There's a couple things happening. The finish strong with Urshifu. Now, this was very expected, but I'm glad to see this. So, your hard work and training with Kubfu is about to pay off. This is why we have been getting stuff for Kubfu. I was asking this for a while. I was really confused why we kept getting Kubfu things. Like, we were getting Kubfu candies. Even from Pokestop Research, we got Kubfu things. There's just a lot of Kubfu. And I don't think it's that good until this event. So, from May 21st to 10 a.m. to Tuesday, May 27th at 8 p.m. So it's a 6-day event. We get choose your style. So starting during this event, you can evolve Kubfu into either form of Urshifu. So Kubfu can evolve into single strike Urshifu, which is going to take 200 Kubfu candy after you defeat 30 dark type Pokemon in raids or max battles with Kubfu as your buddy. You know what? I actually love the fact that they have a second option. So you either have to do, well, you still have to do, wait, that doesn't make sense. 30 dark type Pokemon in raids or max battles. So they give you the option to do it in max battles. This is telling us we're going to get some dark type Pokemon in Dynamax raids soon. Because at the moment, there is not a single dark type Pokemon in raids, in Dynamax raids. So in this next coming up week or so, we should get some dark type one. If not, that is a really weird typo. I'm going to keep it a buck. If that's a really weird typo for at least the Urshifu single strike, because I don't know, well, 30 raids cost a lot, by the way. That's like $30. So I'm interested. I mean, obviously you could do it for free. It's just gonna take you a month. But I'm really confused when they word it like that, which is a good thing. But we don't have a dark type in Dynamax raids yet. I don't think. We only have steel types, and I don't think we have dark type yet. And then Kubfu, which you can evolve to the Rapid Strike style, will have 200 Kubfu candy, of course. So this is why you needed to get a bunch of Kubfu candy for this event. Wish I knew that. Anyways, after you defeat 30 water type Pokemon in raids or max battles. So it looks like Rapid Strike is going to be way easier to get, because Blastoise, obviously, or Squirtle, Sobble, Lapras. I don't think Lapras is in raids anymore. Cryogonal, maybe. That one, Rapid Strike, is going to be super easy. But what it seems like from the single strike, it's either hinting at us getting something soon, or you got to do 30 raids. We'll see. And then as well as you can go to the event details, you can see 2 times XP for winning raid battles, which is pretty cool during this event. Increased chances to encounter shiny Meditite, Stunky, and Mareanie. I think these are all really cool shinies. Like, I'll show you all 3. So we'll do Meditite first. So we got Meditite shiny. It's a really cool shiny. It's like a slept-on shiny, if you know what I mean. Then we'll do Stunky. I think Stunky's my favorite out of the 3, to be honest. This is what the shiny Stunky looks like. I still haven't evolved it. Reason I haven't evolved it is because I just need a second one before thinking about evolving it. And then the third one is... what? Mareanie. Mareanie is a pretty cool one as well. I like this one. This is a nice color, I feel. Nice purple. Looks like this is definitely doing like a pinkish shiny event, looks like. We'll go back to the news. I think there's not much else after that. And then the following bonuses will unlock when you complete the free time research, 1 extra raid pass per day. So that's cool. So during this event, technically you'll get about 14-ish free raids you can do. So if you do them correctly, you could do either 14 to single strike or 14 to rapid strike. So pretty cool. I don't know. I really feel like the events have been a lot easier to play than normal, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not saying it was difficult before, but it's more open to ways to play more. Does that make sense? It's not stepping out of the way. Does that make sense? Like, I find like Scopely is finding a way to have multiple ways to do something, all while they're getting some of their money for it, and while we're having, I would think we're having a good time, because we get easier. You can do the easier way, harder way, and both. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say without trying to glaze, but I think Pokemon's in the right direction. Above certain Pokemon during this event, get a Pokemon that knows a featured attack. Okay, so you also get certain moves during this event too, so that kind of pushes you more to play this week. So that's kind of cool. I'll see if there's any wild Bet, I really thought it was going to make me sign in. Oh, it did. Okay. I'm trying to see if there's any, like, Pokemon I should, like, look for in specific. Okay, so raids, by the way. 1-star raids, Carvanha, Stinky, and Carvanha, Stunky, and Mareanie. So those are all dark types. Lapras, Hisuian, Samurott, and Bombardier. So what it seems like is that they're... I don't know. This is weird. Because they made the 3-star raids obviously harder, which is the water, right? But then the dark type's easy. It seems like they made the dark type easier because there's not a dark type Dynamax, and they made the water easier because there's a water Dynamax. That's what I would think, at least. And then there's field research tasks, of course. Featured attacks. So Evolved Mankey, you get the Rage Fist. Dugong, you get Ice Shard. Zweilous, you get Brutal Swing. Greninja will know Hydro Cannon, which is pretty crazy because that's like Kyogre's attack. And then Lapras will have Ice Beam. And then time research, you can get, there will be free time research. You'll be able to get rare candy, Kung candy, encounters with event-themed Pokemon, special backgrounds. Bam! That's fire. Special backgrounds is really sick. I'm not gonna lie. I like that. So you'll get special backgrounds including Meditite, Stunky, and Mareanie, which all of them have boosted shinies. That's sick. I don't know what background they're gonna use though. So we're getting a new background Pokemon. I just don't know what it is yet, but I'm excited for it. It seems cool. And then, please note that the time research expires tasks. Yeah, so it'll expire on the 27th. Then there's the $2 research. So you'll get 2 premium battle passes, 4 lucky eggs, 1 max particle pack, counters with Meditite, Stunky, and Mareanie, and more. Which already, that's kind of a good deal for $2. Because 4 lucky eggs is a lot. Max particle pack's a lot. 2 packs, that's a lot for $2. That's a steal. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty good. And there's also a Fuzzy Fighter. So this is for $8. Okay. You get 1 incense, 2 premium passes, 1 star piece, encounters with season-themed Pokemon, a rare encounter with Kubfu, and more. So I think this $8 research is basically so you don't have to trade your Kubfu. You know what I mean? Because I think some people maybe trade their Kubfu, so some people have 2. And I think the reason they're giving us an opportunity to get 2 of them. Maybe there'll be a way in the future we can get another one, but $8 is a lot. But the Kubfu, it seems to be rare because you can only get 1 of them at the moment. Most people only have 1 unless you traded it. And then to get the second one, so you can have both Single Strike and Rapid Strike. Interesting. Okay. We'll gain access research to Might and Mastery. Ticket holders will gain access to a special research during Might and Mystery. To receive the special research, you must open Pokemon Go at this point. Okay. After you receive it, you can complete it anytime. Okay. So this $8 ticket is kind of like the Meloetta event. Or, the Unova Tour, when they give you the Meloetta ticket, to where you just have to open the game during the time, and then you could just do it over time. So that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll buy it. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Pokemon showcases as well, so just make sure you catch XXL Pokemon of like Meditite, Stunky, Mareanie, because those are boosted shinies, and I'll probably do that. Just catch a bunch of XXL. But I think at the moment, the last thing I'm going to talk about is the community day. So Pawmi is getting a community day. So Pawmi, the May 11th from 2 to 5 p.m., Pawmi is getting a community day officially, which is really sick. So event bonuses is Limited Evolution required, evolve a Pawmi into Pawmet, explore 1 kilometer with the Palm as your buddy. So it's one of those things where you do need to, it's like a requirement type of thing, but 1 kilometer isn't too bad. So half fourth eggs distance hatch during this event. 2 times candy for catching Pokemon. Featured attack. Pawmi's evolution is going to learn Brick Break. So it's only going to be the event until May 18th at 10 p.m. So it's just going to be like 5 hours after the event. That's the only time you have to get the Pokemon. I was trying to get one of them. So like, I don't know, Pawmi's not that good of a Pokemon, but it's always nice to get like a community day, just like at least one of them. You feel me? I just got a weird pop-up on my phone. Anyways, community day special background time research. This always happens. So what happens is like you get a research through the week, and then also says you'll have an increased chance to encounter shiny Pawmi when you complete research tasks. That's kind of cool. But Pawmi is going to have that mastery themed special background. So basically during community days, you get a free research, and it's going to take you 5 days to do it. So you get 2 encounters that don't have backgrounds, and then at the 5th day, once you catch a Pokemon each day, you are able to claim, which is the background Pawmi, which is pretty cool. And it could be shiny. Special research ticket. There will be a special research ticket available in the game. The ticket grants event-exclusive research with tasks rewarding premium battle passes, rare XL, additional encounters with Pawmi, 3 encounters with Pawmi that have a special background. So during this event, if you spend, usually it's like $2 for the ticket. If you spend it, you'll technically have 4 encounters for a Pawmi with a background, which is pretty cool. Again, they're boosted shinies, and the backgrounds don't make the Pokemon like extra special. You feel me? I mean, I think it's cool, you know what I mean? But like, it's one of those things where like you don't have to do it. So I think it's pretty cool. Or I wouldn't say you don't have to do any of this, but like, I feel like it's, you know, if you miss up on it, it's not that bad compared to like if we were talking about before the $199 ticket. I don't know where that was. We in the beginning of the video when we talked about like a $199 ticket, that was a good deal. You feel me? But I don't know. It's not that bad of a deal to do these community day type of researches. They're also really fun. I don't know. I think they're cool. A lot of times you get the evolution of Kwame as well. I think the community research is pretty decent for what you pay for. So, thank y'all so much for showing up in today's YouTube video. That is an event coming soon. We talked about the community day. We also talked about the single strike, whatever strike. And we talked about the update about the remote raids. So, thank y'all so much for showing up. God bless. Jesus loves y'all. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you on the next one.